Hello everybody. Welcome to the craft room. Welcome to chalking up the walls. Got a fun project for you guys today. Now that Valentine's Day is over, I'm switching for my March decor. And I don't do a ton for St. Patrick's Day, but I like to do my entryway, at least in St. Patrick's Day. So I'm gonna make a new little project for it. I am going to base coat this piece of wood in a color called Deep Ochre. So it's not exactly a gold, but it's pretty gold-ish. So it's gonna work for what I want it to do. So let's just take our sponge brush and get a coat on here and get going. So how's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a great day. So far, so good here. I'm gonna do my best not to get it all over the edges because I will show you, I should have showed you that before I started painting, but I will show you once it, gets covered and somewhat dry. So I'm actually reusing this piece of wood. When I was decorating for Christmas, I came across this that I had made a few years ago. And I mean, it's cute and all, don't get me wrong, it's cute. But it just didn't really go with my stuff this year. So I thought, you know what, let's use the back of it for something different. So it's been sitting here in the craft room for a little while until I came up with something I wanted to do. And here it is. So let's go. Let's see. Yellow is one of those colors that sometimes you need multiple coats with. So I'm kind of hoping we can get away with just two. Although, I mean, I do kind of like the wood grain look. So maybe we'll just go with one. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like when it dries. So right now I got it all covered. I'm just kind of going over it to make sure I got all my brush marks out and didn't miss any spots, all that. Right down there looks a little light. Okay, cool. That looks pretty good for now. Anyway, all right. So let's move into this other one. I've got kind of a fun idea. So I'm going to be using the bottom part of this transfer that says, "You're the best and I'm the luckiest." But I think I'm just going to use the part that says, "I'm the luckiest." But I don't know. We'll see. Once we get it all done and all lined up, we'll see what happens. But I wanted to show you what another little fun little trick, tip, whatever you want to call it. Remember the little wood hearts that we had around Valentine's Day? Well, I have a ton of them. A ton of them. Still plenty left over. What's cool is you can take 4 of them and turn them into a little shamrock looking thing. So I'm going to use 4 of them and do that. But I want to paint them. And obviously we're going to paint them green. So using a little deco art, again, this is a festive green. I think it's a good green for what we want here. It'll pop off of this yellow pretty nicely. So I'm just going to take a little piece of makeup sponge and just get these guys painted up real quick. But anyway, this is a cute little idea, or a cute little way to use up some of those extra hearts that you may have left over from your Valentine's Day decor. Get 4 of them, obviously, the same size. And I'll show you, although I'm sure you can, figure it out. But we're gonna put them together and make a little shamrock for our sign to fill in our little corner. That's why I was thinking it would be cool with our transfer just to use the part that says "I'm the luckiest," and then we can put the shamrock up in the corner and kind of balance it out without, having to cover the entire piece of wood. Okay, so that is good for now. We're just kind of back and forth painting, guys. Back and forth painting. I was hoping that this was going to be a little bit more dry, but we'll get it dry pretty quickly. It was mostly there, but I want to make sure it's really good and dry before I decide if I need another. Whoa. Shaking the camera on, y'all. My cords are crossed. I'm sorry. I will go slower. Yeah, I think for good measure, let's do one more quick little coat. Won't take long. And then we'll be good to go. All right. So anyway, let me know what you guys are up to today, what you did, what you have planned for the rest of your day. Anything fun going on this coming weekend? Still got a few days to figure that out, but let me know if y'all got anything fun and exciting planned. I always like a good fun and exciting plan. This past weekend, my daughter and I went to Vintage Market, and we actually are going to another, I guess you'd call it a vintage market. At the convention center over in the city, they're having this big like expo called, what's it called? Totally Rad or something like that. And it's like all like 80s, 90s, Y2K type stuff. So I'm, whoa, really excited to see what we can find there. All right, again, let's just smooth out our lines, make sure we don't have anything totally crazy going on here. And this should be perfectly covered now. I love these little foam brushes for these larger things. I love my makeup sponges for my smaller, like wood cuts, but for these larger things, the foam brushes work just fine. Okay, so let's just try not to shake the camera again and dry this completely. Quick and complete. This acrylic paint dries really fast, especially if you have one of these heat guns. If you don't have a heat gun, you could use a hair dryer, or just walk away for a little while or do something else and it'll naturally dry pretty quick for you. All right, that is in really good shape. Now I can show you Christmas. Mistletoe. It's a super cute design. I love it. But, and if I decide I want to use it again next year, I'll just turn it around. It's not like we destroyed it by any means, but I thought this was like the perfect size and the perfect, you know, reuse. So let's, I think I'm done with this. Let's set you here for a minute. And then let's switch this back up. Get this green done, and then we can get this sign put together. Okay. And being that I'm just doing like small things, I am just using the lid of my paint here. You know, obviously if you have a paint tray, you could pour it in there, but one less thing to clean when I'm done. My hair is doing something kind of nutty, but you're not here for the hair. You're here for the crafts. Okay. So yeah, one less thing to clean up. So when it's something tiny like this, I just will typically use the paint in the lid. Give it a good shake, and there's always more than enough sitting down in your lid to get it done. Okay. Bright and green and festive. And all in all, looking good. Okay. That hopefully is good. Green and yellow, for whatever reason, typically take, and whites and stuff like that, typically take multiple coats. We might do one more on that. But in the meantime, while we let that kind of dry, let's go ahead and do this. All right, so being that we like literally just painted this wood, and it's wood, all the reasons, we are going to use a little bit of surface wax, finishing wax. So I'm just going in, grabbing some on my little rag here. We're just gonna go all over it. So this wax makes a nice little barrier on our wood, which protects our paint that we just put down. It also, like, since it's wax, right, it'll also get into the little crevices. Because typically wood, you know, isn't gonna be super smooth. So it'll get into like any little crevices that you may have with the grain and just give you a perfectly smooth surface to work with. All right, so I think that's pretty good. You can tell when you've got it pretty well buffed is it'll start to get like really slick on you. You don't want it to be sticky. Okay, and once we get to that point, I'm gonna flip my little rag over and give it one like good buff just to make sure. Because when I was buffing with that other side, you know, there still could be like some, well, I'm sure there is, wax on it. So you might not necessarily get all the extra off. So All right, good to go. Nice and smooth, not sticky. Close up your wax so it doesn't dry out on you. Always a fun tip. Let's just scoot this over here so we don't make a mess of it. Okay, now we need to open up our design and get these words on here. I think I am going to just use black so it really pops off of this yellow. We're gonna have our like kind of gold and our black and our green, and it's gonna look really cute with some of the rest of my St. Patrick's Day stuff. All right, I need to scoot you up so I've got room to do this. Okay, scissors. Let's cut. I've never used this one before. This is, what's it called? This has been around for a long time. I can't believe I've never used it. I'm the Luckiest is the name of it. I really love this shamrock up in the corner. We'll have to do something fun with that too. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely an older transfer, but it's all good as long as you keep them clean. And again, I mean, I haven't even used this one, so it's brand new. But even if I had, as long as you keep them clean, they stay good forever. You get tons of uses out of them. I think throughout the, gosh, 5, 6, however many years I've been doing this, I've literally only worn like one transfer completely out. And I use them. Okay, we don't need this cardboard anymore. Okay, let's see here. I want it to be fairly on the side. This is gonna sit right about here. Maybe not quite over to this side. Close. All right, does that look somewhat even? You line it up on my board here and look. Not quite. You know what? Why don't we use our letters to get it straight? All right, cool. So yeah, this is definitely one of like our older style transfers. What's really cool about the newer ones is that they are a whole lot more transparent, so it's a lot easier to see through them, so you can see exactly where your design lands on your project. But this is going to be easy enough to do. All right, we're just gonna go over. Yep, I thought there would be some air in there. Just go over and press it down and make sure we don't have any air, because we want these letters to come out looking all crisp and cool. All right, let's go in with our black. And I'm just gonna do I'm the Luckiest. We're gonna put our little shamrock up here, and I think this should look cute. All right, so let's just knock this out. Just picking up our paste, letting it fall through our silk screen, just making sure we get everything covered that we want, and dodging the things that we don't want. Okay, once we get it all covered, it looks good, it looks good. We're gonna go over, pick up our excess, and then we're just gonna drop in and do these little words up here. Same, pick up our extra, put all of that back in, scoot that out of the way, and maybe I shouldn't have just flopped that in there. It's okay. All right, now we're gonna peel, but we're gonna peel slowly just to make sure I didn't miss anything, because I could have. You never know. All right, let's just slowly peel. So far, so good. Slow, slow, slow. Oh my gosh, that turned out perfect. All right, that's cool. Let's set this over here. Check our fingers, because it turned out really cool. I don't mess it up. I'm the Luckiest. And this actually looks really cute on its own, but I already painted them. Plus I wanted to show you like how we can do that. So I'm going to I'm gonna spray a little water on this though. Maybe get some of that out while we let the Luckiest dry a little bit. Just knock out the bulk of that black paste. Just so, I mean, you know, it'll be fine. I will wash it as soon as we're done, but this kind of helps get some of it off. The earlier you do it, the easier it is to get off. Okay, that's cool. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's check these guys. All right, let's put this in here. I'm done with the black. Let's go ahead and just close it up and move it out of the way. Clean as you go, y'all. Clean as you go. All right. I think I'm going to do one more round of the green just to make sure it's nice and bright and looks good, looks good. All right, just dab, dab, dab. All right, those look good. Done with the sponge, done with our green. Let's get our paint out of the way. Let's hit these just with a little bit of air. Just a little bit. Let's go ahead and hit this with a little air too so I don't mess it up. Stick my finger in it or something, you just never know. Alright, if that's dry. They're pretty dry. Almost dry. Alright, good enough. Okay, let's pop these off of our paint board. And let's build our shamrock. And this little piece of decor will be done. Okay, you guys see where I'm going with this though? If you take 4 hearts and line them up, point to point, point to point, you get a shamrock. Now it looks kind of like a little bow tie, but we're going to finish it. And like I said, I wanted to kind of put it up here. All right, well, maybe I need to, you know what, I need to probably do up and down. Let's turn it first. Get my top so I don't accidentally put it to the point where it's going to go off. Just make sure it's where you want it to be. Yeah, that's going to be good. Okay, now let's see if we can get these glued down without moving. Where's my glue? Without moving them too much. So I'm going to do my top one first with my trusty glue. But yeah, do you guys do much celebrating or much decorating for St. Patrick's Day? It's one of those holidays that's like, I don't know, I feel like it's definitely fun and whatnot, but I don't feel it's something that like everybody participates in. So, you know, but the idea of being, you know, I'm the luckiest, or even the whole sentiment where you're the best, but I'm the luckiest, that, I mean, would have been cute even for like Valentine's Day. Or like a wedding gift or something like that. Or just an everyday like, I love you. You're the best. You guys are the best. You guys truly are the best. I appreciate you guys watching and supporting me. I really do. It's fun. I love to make the crafts, but it's even more fun when you can share them with people. Okay, so we're gonna lay this heart here. Try to get it somewhat, like, you know, even. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a shamrock, y'all. Okay, and let's just get our other 3 down, and this bad boy will be done. You could do this on, like, a scrap piece of wood. If you didn't have these, like, big chunky blocks just laying around your craft room or your house, you could do this on just, like, a thin little, like, Dollar Tree used to have, like, or Walmart, any of those places, have, you know, like little thinner wood blanks. They even have ones that hang. That would be super cute. You could hang this somewhere. But this guy's gonna sit probably next to, or somewhere in the vicinity of my thrifted one that I made. with the little pot of gold when we made a little while ago. Okay, there's that one. Turn it and check it. And so all you're really doing is trying to get your points to line up. One of the reasons I really like this particular glue is it gives you a little bit of time to kind of wiggle them. It doesn't instantly dry like a stick fast or a hot glue or something like that. I don't use hot glue very often because I just feel like it's so thick, especially for projects like this. Like I'll use it if I'm making a wreath for like my bows, or if I'm gluing together, you know, like to make like a riser or something like that, where I, you know, underneath, you know, like a plate, or when I'm using glass or something along those lines, I'll use it for that. But when I'm using these, like, I mean, these are like super thin pieces of wood, I just feel this tacky glue works best for me. I've been using it for years and years and years, and I just love it. I have never had a problem with it, like, not taking on wood or anything like that. It's just perfect. Oh my gosh, I love it. It would be kind of cute. No, because I just want to leave it like that. But it would be kind of cute. You could draw like a little stem, make it look like it's growing. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I am not the best at like freehand drawing, which is why I absolutely love these transfers. There's no way I would have been able to write these letters anywhere near this clear. What do you think? I think it turned out super, super cute. We could maybe drop this whole thing down just a tad. I might have put it up just a little too high. Fill in a little bit more of that gap. Or we could have left it up there and just put another one, but I'm just gonna do the one. I like it. Simple, cute, will look really, really fun with some of my decor. It will, it will. All right, guys. Well, that was cool. That was fun. I love it. Pretty short and sweet, but, you know, we got to use a couple new little techniques and whatnot. We used some leftover Valentine's Day supplies and made a shamrock. And here we are. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you love it as much as I do. Always fun. I'm gonna set this up here so I can wash my silk screen here whenever we're off. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you ever so much for watching. I love each and every one of you. I hope you are inspired to make some sort of like something, you know? It doesn't have to be St. Patrick's Day. Just make something, right? It's good for the soul. All right, guys, I will see you soon. All right, take care. Bye.